After reading this today, honestly, I found this to be a pretty sad statement coming from the Apex Legends community, and it's multiple things. I'm not going to sit here and harp on another cheater video about how bad things have gotten, but I've got two topics that are honestly quite crazy, and then I also do want to give some good news at the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned because this one's one of the more exciting ones. Just remember, my job here and purpose is to keep you guys up to date with what's going on in the Apex Legends news scene. So if it's good, the bad, the ugly, the drama, the updates, the news, whatever the case may be, so just don't shoot the messenger, please. You guys could like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date. But firstly, I want to tell you about something that literally changed my life, and I'm not even playing. By the way, I'm not mad. This thing is just sitting on my eyebrows, and I thought it looked funny. About 4 weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago, or that's literally the same thing. I'm so stupid. I started talking to Man of Sleep, and I'm so happy they're sponsoring this video. It literally helped my sleep so much, and I may have got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep each night. Now I'm at least getting 7. I'm falling asleep much faster, and I kid you not, this is one of the greatest things that I've ever used. It is not only a sleep mask that blacks everything out, because when you're overthinking like me and depressed and can't go to sleep, this forces you to only see darkness.
Just the way I like it.
But then also it's got Bluetooth speakers where I can literally play Minecraft music, because Minecraft music, the OG Minecraft music anyways, is so relaxing. It puts me right to sleep. When that day finally comes, that's how I want it to end. So if I have ever told the truth, I swear to you, it is this video right here. This thing actually worked, and I do not miss a night of sleep with it at all. I literally look forward to it at night. And even for side sleepers, like, it actually doesn't like press into you or hurt your side of your head or anything like that. You can totally adjust how tight it is. So if you like to have a little bit of weight on your face, you can make it tight. If not, you can loosen it up. It is literally perfect, and I use it every night. So check the link out down in the description below for yourself to buy one. You will not regret it. And thanks to Man of Sleep for sponsoring today's video. Let's dive into what's going on at Apex right now. So like I said, I didn't want to dive too much into the cheater situation again because we've hit it so many times, but I will give a quick little update of something that happened just a day or so ago. So his Watson had posted that he's played the game for 16 seasons, and he wanted to let Respawn know that he's never seen cheaters this bad. And that's a bold statement because we have seen cheaters get really bad in Apex, but he says this is the worst that it has ever been in the history of the game. Every pred lobby has multiple cheaters, and a lot of them have multiple pred badges. That just lets you know that they've been here for a while. I'd almost rather have worse matchmaking, it says, so at least the cheaters are spread out and I don't have to fight them every single game. I'm losing my mind. Lulu also said, please Respawn, this is such a good season. We need more communication or acknowledgement about the cheating situation going on. Please, I'm finally addicted to this game again. Don't let this season be ruined for us. So even though that's not the main topic of today's video, it still kind of falls in line with the title that it is pretty sad to see such a good season for Apex get so much hate at the same time. And it's like Apex has had its best success and worst failure at the same time. Over the last couple of weeks, they'd actually done a pretty good job at communicating some things and giving us some updates, but this is the one scenario where they really have not. So pretty sad, but it doesn't end there. There was another conversation that took place yesterday that I know is going to tick a lot of you off, and I know you're going to have your opinions on, and I'm all game for it. So leave them down in the comments below. I will be reading them, but there's a reason why there's a lot of people saying things like this is genuinely so sad to read. So yesterday there was a pro player by the name of Voddery who took it to Twitter to give this traditional proposal of the mouse and keyboard and controller argument. Like, if it's just so much better, then switch and stop complaining. Get better and stop complaining. Well, then after that, hundreds decided to respond to say, like, you've got people like Scurry and Vaxilon who are disgusting mouse and keyboard players that are having a struggle to find themselves in a pro league because no one wants mouse and keyboard players who aren't a ventriloquist. There's mouse and keyboard talent out there, no doubt, but there's just no one that wants them unless the team is built around their IGLing / play style. And then this response that I'm about to read is what I saw all on Twitter yesterday. So many people were talking about this. It's a much different take than what we've ever seen, and it kind of hits you with reality that Apex is changing a lot. So Scurry responded and said, yeah, I don't know. As a mouse and keyboard player who can't really IGL, I'm genuinely useless in this scene for any team. My only leverage is finding people to play with was the fact that I own the pro league spot, and even then I struggled to find a team that could actually work. People don't really look for role fillers anymore like they used to. They just pick up controller players and hope they can learn the slot. I'm all for no excuses and just switch and stop complaining or just get better at the game, and I've really never been one to whine about controller players, like, ever. I've put constant effort in and my heart into comp for the longest time trying to perfect my craft, and it's felt completely useless. There's zero demand for mouse and keyboard players outside of IGLing right now. People do not care about your experience, roles, or grind, or literally anything unless you can offer an IGL. Hundreds had also put the fact that the two inputs create a vastly different playstyle, and one is in high demand and the other is slowly dying off. Low variance gameplay almost doesn't even need a fast playstyle, so playing mouse and keyboard is just buns. Alberlelli had also retweeted it saying, "This is pretty much why I'm running controller. Mouse and keyboard fragging is dead, and unless you can't IGL, it's abundantly clear that I can't. You have zero value to compare to a controller player." But before I finish reading this and put your panties in a wad, there's a reminder that I think people are forgetting that I want to mention right after this. He says utility usage isn't even a mouse and keyboard advantage anymore, and then basically at the end he says it is what it is. Stop arguing about things that won't be changed and swap or stop playing. And that's where I don't know if I agree, but maybe I should. You see, back in season 18, Respawn Entertainment revealed that they were considering making some tweaks to aim assist moving forward. Naturally, this got a few mouse and keyboard players a bit hyped, but Imperial Hal had actually deferred. He says he actually doesn't even believe Respawn to actually make this change, although Respawn had basically said their idea is to nerf aim assist, but it might not happen until a few more years. So is Alberlelli right? Will things really never change? I don't know. I think they might get another update, but maybe he's right that it won't be what you think it is. His Watson had also said that mouse and keyboard players are being natural selectioned out of Apex. Now, I know a lot of you watching may be casual gamers and you don't voice crack. I've made a commitment to leaving those in so you guys can laugh at me. And I gotta say, this one pains me really bad, but I'll do it. I'm sick, okay? Give me a break. But I know a lot of you watching are probably casual gamers and you don't see this to be as big of an issue as these guys are making it. And that's totally fair. And I definitely don't think it's probably that big of a deal when there's a lower skill gap. And that's really not me throwing shade, but obviously the pro players are much better. And when you get to that high of a level, there is a big difference because in gold or platinum or maybe even diamond, you can really show off your expertise in a certain way. But when everyone's around the same skill level, it's really hard to differentiate yourself. All right, to wrap the video up, this is probably one of the more exciting things I've ever announced coming into Apex. Hypermist had posted yesterday that there is an upcoming Nessie Cup Invitational Series that features some unique modes as well. And so if I'm interpreting this correctly, and I hope and pray that I am, I've always wanted in-game tournaments, and honestly, yes, I would like them to be competitive, but even this sounds super fun. So I could be wrong, but the way it sounds to me is kind of like the finals, or maybe even the way that Apex Esports works, where the top whatever will continue to get invited into the next round and the next round until it's all over. And it would be amazing if the signups for this Invitational Cup was in-game. You start to play round one, which would be a Watson punch out where players have to kill the Watson character on the other team via punching. Then the next round that you would get invited to, if you qualified, would be Apex Legends mini games where you win a series of mini BR/mixtape challenges in order to advance to the next round. The next round could be trios with no weapons where participants will play and melee and abilities only. We used to do this in customs all the time. Maybe it's time to start streaming and bringing them back again, especially if you're going to be able to use them for tournaments like this. Also, there was another round of Random Royale where participants will be jostled around across different teams so that each team is different for each match. And you may wonder why in the world would they do that? And the way it sounds to me is that you're not going to be necessarily competing in this Nessie Cup as a team, but maybe as yourself. And the next round would be offense versus defense, where you have 30 assaults and 30 controllers. And then the final round would be hide and seek. And maybe these are out of order. Maybe it's not this final round. But if it does go in this order, it would make total sense because you would have all of those players maybe come down to a final 60 players. Or maybe it's a 30v30 hide and seek where 30 hiders and 30 seekers, you know, they try to I don't know. But we used to do it on customs where you'd have 59 hiders and 1 seeker, or maybe 57 hiders and 3 seekers. And the last one alive would win. But honestly, this sounds super fun. And I really hope it's an in-game system where you can sign up for the Nessie Cup Invitational in-game, because I'm telling you, in-game tournaments are the wave, and if they get that going, Apex is going to have so much success in it, because it's already, in my opinion, the most competitive battle royale that's out there. And honestly, it's just going to be such a good competitive game with the legend abilities and such. I really hope they take it this route. Now, just keep in mind, the format that I kind of propose is not necessarily set in stone. This is just kind of what we know, that there's a Nessie Cup coming, there's all these modes, and that you keep advancing to the next round, but I don't really know exactly the format. So let me know how you guys would do it. Let me know your conversations down below about the hot topics in today's videos as well. And until the next time, I'll see you all later, Gators. Oh, subscribe to the channel, by the way, please.